Hello, everybody. It's Thursday. We will be thoughting. We kind of had some last minute thoughts.
Yeah.
Good golly. I don't know.
I don't even. I feel like I'm going to start sneezing.
Don't do that. Anyway, that's P over there.
I'm over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together
We are PM Artist Studio.
If you're new here, this is Thursday. We will be thoughting. Then there will be some arting. We have some new things to show you. I mean, not new, but new.
Sort of kind of new.
Please do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. That's how we know that you are here. If you want to hang out in the background, that's totally fine. But one of the things that we very much appreciate you doing is giving those thumbsy upsies. That's that, like this video, this stream, you're watching in replay, all of those things matter to give that thumbsy upsie. And then let us know in the comments. If you're here in the chat, let us, say hello there. Or if you're watching a replay, let us know down in the comments below. If you have questions, that's always a great place to do it. Otherwise, if you are here live, ask them in the live stream. Let me tell you, those are our bestest streams. When y'all ask us questions, it makes us seem, like
smart
and professional. We like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say hello to everybody. Like, subscribe, and do all that YouTube business. I don't know if I said that exactly, but, Here we go. We've got Sue. Alice is here. Ann Webb, Arkansas Crazy Quilter. Cookie Wookie, that's Mo. Eddie. Edie. Elizabeth, Ellen, Emma. Gray Like Gray. Griffin Shell, that's Rhonda. Holly King. Jennifer McKinnon. Jennifer's Dog's Life. Jenny. Jocelyn. Julie Parker. Hello, Julie Parker. Lizanne, Lizzie Jean, Lydia, Lind, hello. Marguerite, Mark Hines is in the house. And Valerie is here. Or Valerie, sorry. That's probably Valerie. Maybe it's Valerie. Let us know. And welcome. If I missed you, give me some extra pinky hello hands and I'll get you helloed. I know some people popped in there. Mark, very enthusiastic. He's our enthusiastic pink hand guy.
Darlene. Did you get her?
Darlene. No. Hello, Darlene.
That's Jolene.
I know, but anything with a lean in it makes me think of that song, and it goes through my head like that. And sometimes it comes out loud. Hello, Carrie. Hi, Robin. Okay, so we will be thoughting. One thought is that y'all were very enthusiastic, especially, this one over here, regarding the paper clips. So the paper clips have been turned into stamps. A little 6 set. Brad was like, hey, you might need it both ways, and you get it in 3 sizes, and then it's just, a set of 6, and that's how it's going to be. Well, that's something.
How about that?
Yeah, I'll deal with that
Let
in a
there
minute.
be light?
Well, it's usually pointing in that other direction because right now it's, you're messing with me.
How's that?
That's much better. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. Take it away, Patricia. Thought away.
All right. Well, I don't know. I just, right now, the paper clips are just so apropos.
Hey, Carla.
Because it's like holding it together becomes increasingly more difficult daily. The goings-ons and whatever is just becoming increasingly more difficult not to let it interfere with your everyday thoughts and wishes and what you do. And I just, what do we use paper clips for? They hold together a bunch of stuff that's related, right? I mean, that's why we use them. Put that paper, let's put this batch of papers together so that we can, reference them more easily. And I thought, what better symbol for our PM Artist Studio than a paperclip?
Huh.
Because that is all of these, if you add in everything that we do here, and you can just, dot it around the edge like you would I don't know, if you're adding something to something to put it down on something else and you want it to be multifaceted, you would add different colors. You would add different shapes to the edges.
Hey, and that even kind of plays into the collage prompts with the facets of us.
And I just, if you can just think of that small surface there containing all of these different aspects of being, doing, having, wanting, what makes you feel
like you just need to gather it up and file it away too. Sometimes that's important.
That is important. But if you use the paper clips to keep together like-minded items, you will be happy with yourself later.
This is some self-talk right here.
It is. It is. I don't have enough paper clips to
hold it all
facilitate
together.
What I need held together.
Sometimes other containers need to be
struggling right now in a lot of different ways. But anyway, so I do have those today.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to talk about, because we're going to sort of address this a little bit, is that whole idea of symbolism. Because symbols are how you communicate an idea, a visual idea, rapidly.
Yeah.
And I think that, we don't even think about it anymore. We just, you look at the little bite out of the apple, and everyone immediately knows what that is.
Though, it was really cute. So, 2 weeks ago, we were out and about, and we went to this one restaurant that we hadn't been to in a very long time, but it was really cute. Because, you look for the restroom symbols, right? Well, it was really cute. They had the hands over it, like, you were holding. It's like, yeah, that's cute. But still, I knew you're looking for the restroom symbols, and I had it, but it was cute that they do that.
That's interesting that you would say that, because the other day, I've been going out and about a lot more than usual, so I am referencing this, and I was going to the bathroom and noticed that it seems to be that the men's bathroom is always available first. And I just thought, well, of course it is, because they can't hold it as well as women can. So they need to have access to the first bathroom.
I don't know if that's true.
They might pee on the floor otherwise.
I don't know why you put out those stereotype things like that.
Well, I raised a male child and I raised a female child. And
right.
You want to know which one
held it better?
Hit the... Nathan used to come in holding on to it like it was a fire hose, and then the minute he hit the bathroom door, just released it, and it was just like, whoa!
There you go. That's some stuff.
So, I do have some personal reference there.
Okay. Yeah. Then you should say, from my personal experience.
From my personal experience, I made this observation. And then,
because I will tell you that, because here in Brad, he's chiming in. That is, it totally is. Brad is way better at holding it than his two, his wife or his daughter.
Well, there you go. So But
I will say that after having a baby, it is harder.
It does. It does take on a whole new.
I don't know if that's just where we wanted thoughts to go.
Okay. Well, getting back to the art part here. All right.
Yeah.
So I worked on some of the, and I
there you go, Eddie.
Busted out a new stencil. Well, it's not like totally new, but I think it's one that we brought out this month, I believe. I don't know.
Oh, well, I'll tell you. One? The Neuro one, was that this month?
I think it was in that bunch that you gave me.
Probably.
Anyhow, I really like these swirly lines, and they really go well with my circles. I don't know that they necessarily go with the paper clips, but I kind of worked on this a little bit over yonder here. I'll bring it in and I'll show you in just a minute. But I wanted to talk about a little bit about ambiguity here before we start in, because one of the things that I think makes things more interesting is if there are levels of scrutiny, levels of understanding, levels of meaning to something. And what I really enjoy is having something look bright and fluffy.
And then destroying that.
Or then, putting a black skull right in the middle of the rainbow. I like doing that kind of
ambiguity.
Thing. Ambiguity.
She likes that.
I love ambiguity. I think it's highly underrated as a form of communication or lack of there. So I think one of the things that you can do to get instant ambiguity is that you have dark colors and a fluffy symbol.
Yeah. Or a skull.
Or if you have a
flocked skull.
A fluffy colored skull.
Not that I have one yet, but I like that.
Yeah. And then you just, things around it are dark. But anyway, the reversal and having them there on the page at the same time. So we're going to work a little bit on that.
100%,
I don't know,
Alice.
I do not know how much we're going to lean into this. But I just wanted to put it out there. I had a hard time coming up with meaningful thoughts today because the thoughts that I have are just not appropriate to share with you at this time. And
I also felt the same way.
I do not want to go down the path of being a nihilist. I don't. But
that's kind of a default setting.
Well,
fight it.
Yes, I am fighting it because I don't think that
it's not helpful.
It doesn't benefit anything.
No.
It does not make it better. It doesn't make me feel better. And so really what I'm really struggling with right now is just coming up with something that
some happy joy.
Sending those vibes out to the universe. That's all I can do really right now. Yeah. I don't have access to the power scene. I don't. But I do have access to me, and I am that's all I can do. It's me right now. Anyhow. All right.
Y'all have permission to just have access to yourself and keep yourselves happy and moving forward.
Let's just
we'll go with that.
Leave it there and go on, and let's introduce our little paper clips here. Brad has made for me, and I want you to know you have positive, negative paper clips here.
So, just to let you know what's going on down in the chat here, Mark has grabbed onto the fact that Brad is in chat, asking regarding the double points possibility for the Easter weekend. And Brad has said, it is possible. Y'all just need to check out the website and you might find out. So,
how about that?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, I'm going to go topside.
Go topside, because I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Here we are. Paper clips. Small, medium, and large. Boom, boom, boom.
And hello, Estella. And I know I missed a few other folks. Brandy. Who else have I missed? I know some other folks came in. So give me some extra pinky hello hands if I haven't helloed you.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm going to ignore the paper clips.
Hey, Miriam.
But I am going to put this out here because I think this is turning into quite the...
Oh, Miriam did a stream today and a short with the PM Artist Studio Stencil stars, whom I need to tell about to make the list. Oh, okay. So I need to, okay. Message me so I remember when I'm downstairs.
I don't understand.
I understand what she's asking. Yes, just message me and remind me, and I'll make sure that I get the stream in the playlist.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, well, she just reminded me. I was going to add some stars here.
On theirs.
On this, along with the dots.
Hi, Sophia.
Paper clips. And then I brought in this new stencil. What did I do with it? I swear to God, I can lose stuff like you cannot believe. I don't know what happened to my flowers. Where are my flowers? I was messing with this earlier. Oh, here, this is going to be interesting too. I need to talk about that. And I need to talk about that.
Mark would like to know, what is that star stencil? That one's an oldie but goodie, and I'll tell you, those stars, man, they come around.
There's just so many things that you can do with those. All right, I don't want to lose these things while I'm looking for mine, because I do that all the time. Looking for one thing and piling things up on top of everything.
Yeah, I think she was so funny, because when I was like, she's like, just who would have thought that these paper clips? She's like, I just love them.
I do.
And then when I showed them to Rhonda, because I kind of just took over, and I was like, all right, if we wanted to strike while the iron's hot, you know, kind of thing. So we just had a nice little break. The machine was open, and so Brad was able to run it with like a set that was going out, and so that worked out really nicely.
Well, this really is making me absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Because I've just had it here. I just used it this morning. I used it this morning to do this.
Oh, yeah. Well, is it on the gel plate? Because I saw you.
It's on the gel plate. Thank you. Dear God. All right. So, you know, I could sit over here and organize all of this stuff, but this morning I was just very discombobulated.
Well, they
had to take Bullet to the vet. And that's always very taxing and just, you know.
He's old. They're old.
He's old. He's blind. He's deaf. The only thing that works on him is his... the input and output.
There you go.
I'm telling you what, that dog has not given that up. Yeah. And
hey, Nancy.
I took off the... Here, and I've got to share this with you because it goes together.
It does. Look at that.
Isn't that pretty?
It is.
That's that color.
Brayer skin.
And this brayer skin, and remember I had to do it because it had this thing here, this lumpy bumpy thing.
Yeah.
And then, but look at the inside of this. And when I took it off, I don't know what this is, except I'm thinking it was when I was using...
It's like you can see the pattern there almost.
You can, but I think it was when I was using the stuff in the jar, the shiny crystal, the shiny...
This is a fun show. Okay, sounds like
metallic powders.
Mica powders.
Thank you.
That Sonia sent. There we go.
Mica powders. But, you know, I can kind of see that. I don't know what else is there. It looks like there's a pattern, but it isn't really a pattern. I don't know what it is.
It is interesting.
But it is interesting, and I think both sides look really cool. And it took me a long time to get this off here.
Julie Parker sees a face in it.
Oh, really? Oh, right there?
Maybe. I see that one. Kind of looks like a Elmo-y.
Ooh, it looks scary.
Ugh.
It's a scary face. Okay. These look like little paw prints or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, and it is really thick. You can tell it's really thick.
Hi, Dana.
But I needed that because one of the projects. Okay, we got lots of things to do today. And I've got to show you this when I pulled this off. Because remember, we had down the copper stuff, right? Yes. So then I put down Eddie's... Can't remember, and I'm not going to say it.
Hookups. Yes.
Hookups. Eddie's
there was
hookups.
Much discussion, both behind the scenes, after the stream, and even a little during the stream in chat regarding hookups.
Yeah. Anyhow, some of those are still left on the plate. I will show you that. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to show you this and see how well it pulled some of that stuff on the edge, because isn't that interesting? Mm-hmm. I mean, I just think this whole thing is really, like, very cool looking. Okay. That over there.
Okay, Mark.
What?
He's shopping and watching.
Well, bless his heart. I love a man that can multitask. Here we go. So basically, what I was doing here was...
Eddie just said that.
What?
Eddie said the exact same thing, just about the same, and he wouldn't have heard you say it, but it probably came out about the same time. He says, Mark, I love that you can multitask. So, there you go.
Yeah, I really, I'm lucky just to single task.
Yeah, this one over here. Well, although I'm kind of the same way anymore. My brain, I'm like, whoa. Brad's like, oh, it's okay. Because he can see. I'm like, okay, that's too many things. Too many things.
Too much. Too much.
Too many things happening.
Too many things. I'm going to have to wrap this on a toilet paper thing because it doesn't fit into any of the things that I've got. As far as, you know, envelopes and whatnot. Okay, I'll just set that up there. So, you remember what this looked like the last time, because really all that was on here was the brayer off and then the paper clips, right?
That's good.
I just think it's a very bright, cheerful background. But what I want to do is I want to add some more of these black paper clips, you know, falling from the sky.
Yes, now you have them in stamp form.
I told you I was very happy about that, and I'm
now
being very
just
truthful.
FYI, the stencil, the stamp in the stencil, the sizes are different, so you should get a nice variation.
Yes, because see, here's the so you can see the stamps are all slightly smaller than the largest one on here, and then they're slightly bigger than some of the smaller ones. So you've got good variety within the you know, the whole subject matter of paper clips.
Yeah.
Oh, don't want that.
No.
I just about squirted manganese out there. Oh, holy cow! Where are you? There you are. Jet black.
Hi, Diane.
I don't know that it needs, you know, shaky, but.
Oh, hi, Kendra. Back again. Happy to see you. Oh, bumfuzzle.
Who's bumfuzzled?
Do you know what it means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Confused.
Oh, look at you.
All right. Now, I really like these little jobbers. And since most of these are big out here, I think that this is going to be a good thing to do. And I'm kind of, you know, this diagonal orientation here.
Yeah.
I'm
going with it.
Going with it because I think it creates movement and it creates sort of a a balanced feeling, because I've got the lavender here, I've got lavender here, and lavender here. I've got yellow here, yellow here, yellow here, and here. And that's what I really tried to do. I didn't really
Hi, Margie.
Get my blue in here. I just have that blue in that one spot, but I thought we could take care of that with something else at a later date. Okay, love that. Now the next size up,
hey, Christy Hartman. That was a great combination you did. Christy Hartman has a new video out and did some comboing with O Springs.
With what?
The O Springs. And I think it was Pathways, if I remember correctly. Eddie's. It was really well done. Very well.
Okay, look at that. Isn't that cool looking?
That's fantastic.
I don't know that it needs anything more at this point. going to put it aside. Put it aside. All right, so now you know you have all of these little paperclip jobbers that you can use to enhance your artwork.
Mm-hmm.
I just really think these are going to be so cool to use with ATCs, over the top of other things. Now, if I were to go over this again with just say like one color.
Oh, to do a final glaze.
Mm-hmm. I think that might, but I'm going to hold off on that while this dries, because you can see it's shiny. It's on paint. So remember, even your archival permanent inks are going to move about the cabin if you get them wet before they're dry. So, put that over there. Okay.
Oh, hey, Lloyd girl.
Put the paper clips back over here. I've got them again if I want them. My eyes were so bad this morning, I could not see what time it was on my clock from the bed.
Yeah, both Brad and I we had some.
Oh, were you having eye issues?
Yeah.
I really thought about, stopping off at the... I won't waste this. It's like we got a little bit of artichoke oil on that, or it could just be mineral oil out of something. No worries. Okay, now, what Mariah said there said it's probably on your... It's probably on your gel plate.
Yeah.
I don't know why she gets to be right like that. Okay, so you can see I've already been using it for pointing.
Yeah.
I did not alter the edges of this one like I did the
Oh yes, that's one of the new ones from this month.
Okay, can you see this stuff out here? This is left over from
avocados
and
paper clips.
No, not paper clips.
Oh, well, is that
Eddie's
hookups?
You don't know how hard of a time I have with that hookup business.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to take this off of here because I don't want it on here. It isn't going to help with what I'm doing.
Right.
And that's how you determine whether it's time to tape or not tape, is if you want the stuff that you've got down there to possibly come up. Now, if you're doing quick pulls, probably it isn't going to be that big of a deal. But really, at this point, why even take the chance when you know what what you want it to do? I'm trying to get something up that's on the other side of the... And I mean, there's going to still be a little bit of stuff on there, but it's not going to be... It's not going to be something that we're going to concern ourselves with.
Right.
Okay, now here's how I decided. I looked at this and this. But look at the change there.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking about doing here is utilizing this and putting down a white-ish, pinkish, bluish, ish thing here to do a flop off. Okay? And that's going to work. And I had to have, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this is because we're going to do some ombreing here.
Yeah.
And see what we can do. Okay, we're going to go with this. That'll be it. Now, here's the thing. If this is fairly strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try not to brayer it out into oblivion.
And that's the Indian paint. Sorry, there's some interest in the stencil, which name it was. So that one's the Indian paintbrush special because she has like just the one single flower, and then this one is more of the bunch. So it's available in the 9x12, and it's a special by Christy Hartman.
Okay.
And Mo has put the link in.
Thank you, Mo. So I'm thinking about this, and where's...
Yes, Sue. I think that they do, or you should get an email or a notification through YouTube. It's something that we don't have any control over on our end, like it's through YouTube. So it will either email you or get you through your notifications on renewing membership. Like if you were gifted one from Brad at one point, then yes, it's gonna, I think, ask you before renewing. That's my understanding.
I want to be generous with my
Julie, get together with some other folks, and then maybe you guys can get a big shipment over to Australia. Maybe ask in makers to see if some of the other Australian folks might want to get it together, and then, you know, it gets shipped maybe to one person, and then you get to distribute it out. However you want to work that out behind the scenes. I'm not going to coordinate that. But I know that that has happened before.
Boy, talk about...
This is the nice thing about us cutting to order.
Parting rainbows.
As long as we have the Yupo, we're good.
Okay, I just changed my mind.
Okay.
I'll read you that note here in just a moment.
Okay.
That was just so absolutely perfect for what I planned here that I thought, you know, really honestly, I'm gonna change gears here real quick. All right,
that's so good to hear, Darcy.
I'm going to read you the note that I wrote myself early this morning before I had coffee.
I love that we were prefaced all those things. Okay.
The pattern stencil is there. How to best make a more dynamic color punch without losing the original design. So let's see if we did that.
She queued it up. She had a note. She's ready to go. Hi, Lygia.
Hi, Lygia. Oh, look at that.
Well, no worries. Again, see, that's the nice thing. It's like we will always have it. You know, there's been talk about maybe taking out some designs, but I know the site sometimes feels overwhelming, but it's also kind of cool because no matter what, whenever any of our designers or us or other people show designs, no matter when they see it, it's going to be available. So that's a cool thing. I love that. That's well done.
I think it is. And y'all remember what it looked like before we did this. Now we've got these cool looking lines out here, which we're really not even going to, that's going to be okay. That's going to be okay. Take that to my leg.
Oh, that's good to know. So if you purchase it yourself, the membership will automatically renew unless you turn it off.
But if you don't,
it just does it.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I think if you were gifted one, I do think that it gives you the opportunity, because I think I read something about that. Now, they're always changing things.
I did clean out my lid, and I don't know how my lid got all yucky.
Well, there was a stream about 3 streams ago when you did some things.
What did I do?
I think you stuck your dirty palette knife in there.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why that would mess up my lid.
Mm-hmm. Jenny, the memberships, you'll notice that some folks have their name like lit up in green, and then they have like a little PM artist do a little PM block next to their name in different colors. That's because they have signed up or been gifted memberships to the channel. The main thing that it gives you is access to some fun emojis. And then it does give us a little bit of a monthly subscription fee kind of thing. So it helps us out.
And really, seriously, it all helps.
Mm-hmm.
And you might think, oh, well, this is just a pittance. But in the long run, it really, yeah. Okay, I'm just trying to get this past my stencil because what I'm going to do here is
it's a way to support the channels that you like. That's the quickest, easiest way to say that. And some channels give you more for the things. But we feel like, you know, over on the website, you guys get to earn points and things for the purchases. And so then we just did the small little, I think it's like the minimum that YouTube allows us to do, which is like $1.99, I think is what it is. I used to keep up with it more when we were more serious with the levels, but that's a job in itself. And if ever we have a whole, you know, team of people, we might offer more, you know, things. But it's a lot to keep up with. Hello, Tina. Hello, Juliet. Hello, Ninian. Rhonda says, that is so cool. Now you color the flowers in all kinds of ways.
Looks. I knew it would. All right, now we're going to just a sec here. Press down on this so that we can get already got some gobby goo on my head gum brayer.
This is how it begins.
I'll deal with that in a minute here. As you can see, that white was drying really fast. That was not the open white.
Are you on the same, do you have more than one YouTube login? That would be my guess, is that it might actually be tied into a different one. Because some people have multiple.
Multiple what?
Multiple YouTube logins.
Oh. I'm trying to get this fixed so that I don't have the same issue.
Yeah.
That I did with that other one with those little lumpy round things, which I never did quite figure out what exactly it was.
Hi, Nancy. Hey, Patty.
It could have been, you know, sometimes when I'm not vigilant about the paint.
Yeah.
And see how that's starting to build up there on that edge? Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we'll deal with that at a later date. Okay, so we've got some great smushy stuff going on here. We're just going to leave that, and I'm going to let this dry. I will tape it off and get it off of there. I didn't get it in time that I could wash it off.
It's a wiper of tape.
Yeah. Whatever. Okay, here we go.
Now, this print here was done on Tuesday.
It was.
The avocado.
It
by
was.
Becky.
And what I did is I used yellow ochre here and here. And in the middle, I used a light gold. So, and I also used some of my, what do you call this? Paper. It's print paper by I don't know.
Should I just let her hang?
I don't know who it's by. Jack Richardson.
Jack Richardson.
Richardson.
Yeah.
Not Erd.
But yes, it is the printmaking paper. It's some thick stuff, as you can tell here.
Wow, it just left that one little, look at that.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Allie.
I'm pulling this off so that you can see the glowy. Because it kind of did transfer all over, which I thought was interesting. And see, there's some smushy stuff out there. Sometimes you don't really know that it's there. But I don't think it interferes with the print at all. I think it's really quite nice.
Yeah, and it is definitely a more abstract representation of...
Yeah. Okay, so now we've got a clean plate. Here, what are we going to do?
Oh, yes, it does kind of look like a mandolin guitar. Spaceships is another good... It also kind of, we thought, like, you know, more like the goddess, you know, a little raising up to the sun situation.
I thought it might kind of look like the backside of a goat.
A bum. Tail up.
Definitely tail up. Shut that up there. Okay. Now what I want to do here is I want to just play around with some pink out here and just, you know, kind of do a swath down the middle with my
yes,
watery stuff.
Printmaking paper.
And see what happens.
We are big fans of the Cricut Air. The makers are, number one, a little more expensive, and number two, we have just had better luck with the Air machines, the Air 2s. I think that's what it's called, as far as the Cricut machines are concerned.
Scooted a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be terribly.
That's lovely.
Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. It makes my heart sing. And I could come in with some more blues here, but I think I really kind of brought out the blue.
Well, I will say this, Rhonda, like for us, because we run the machine so like heavily, even we think that one of the things, and we run so much, we think that one of the reasons that the airs last longer is that they cut slower. So there's less wear on the machine because the makers will cut a little faster, which sometimes is great, but there's some, and the pressure is different on those maker machines. We've had them all, but we've replaced all of our makers, and we now only have the airs. And like some of them just straight up just.
Okay, I've got some papers that I want. Isn't this lovely?
It is lovely.
Okay, and I've got these two. Remember, we did these two.
Exactly. So if you are just doing it like a personal kind of thing, I don't think that it really is. Do you want the extra speed? And I will tell you one thing that I do miss about the maker machines is they had the little cutout thing where you could put the iPad. The airs don't have that, which is a little annoying. That annoys me. So yeah. And then the price thing. So
okay. We need to get this out here for a minute. So I'm going to show you some of the papers that I did work on. That I'm.
Eddie's taking it personal.
He's taking it personal.
He's fighting with his machine. Some of them are a little tricky. I'm telling you. They've got, each machine has its own personality. I'm telling you. Out of the 4 machines that we have, they cut differently. And depending on which, iPad it's hooked into, or if it's computer or whatever, the software little tweaks that they do, it's all different. So.
Okay. So can you see?
Yes.
Isn't that cool looking?
It's very cool looking.
Now what I want to do, I want to take this same idea and put it over the top of this in something like hot pink.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe add some of the clearer, you know.
Well, Jenny, mark it down that, so we were, about 40 minutes in. And that's where the cricket conversation is, and come back and rewatch that part.
Okay, now what happened on this was I did...
Rhonda's throwing out hot pink metallic.
Hot pink metallic on this other one over here? Okay. 'Tis a thought. All right, so I had done this, and I used a little bit more paint than I really needed. This is the...
Yeah, Naples
yellow, right? Over the top of just, I don't know, it's turquoisey stuff. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was cool, but it wasn't that cool. Now it's really cool, I think. So then I had the strip down the middle, and I just put this down and just did the strip in the middle. Just pulled that part.
And it did kind of puckery business there? Or did you come back to something?
It's just because I had used so much. Because I got this one, I got this one, I got this one, and I got this one.
Oh, that was a lot of paint. See,
this was a lot of paint. A lot of paint.
Okay.
A lot of paint. So, yeah, but look, isn't that wonderful?
Explorer, yeah, the Cricut Explorer Air. Yeah, ours are 2s.
And then, of course, this one, which you will recognize that background, was, that might have had some of...
Well, I think you did that one during a stream or 2 ago.
I can't remember what background that was used for, but anyway. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous?
It was a lot of paint. Yes.
And here, it was like some weird stuff going on the edge, which was there, and I didn't tape it off. And, of course, it came up.
Because you didn't want it to.
And you can tell that that's pretty heavy-duty paint. And then this is from...
Hey, Eddie, it was a lot of paint.
A lot of paint. Oh, and here. And this is where these came from.
That was not the same paint.
No, that's not the same paint.
Okay.
Anyway, so I did this one, and this is not black. This is Prussian blue.
They will all cut thick stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna have a little dive into Cricut talk here for a second. Okay. They can ooh and ah at that for a minute.
Okay, I'll just leave these out here, and they can look at them.
Okay, so with the Cricuts, it's all about settings. And I would love to tell you that there's one perfect setting for the exact same material, whatever. It just isn't true. Like I said, even with our machines, we tweaked each one. So it is really about playing around with it. You go out to the internet, you find some suggestions. The other thing is that for you, if it is personal use, you can run it multiple times and it will cut like pretty heavy stuff. That is not an option or anything that we take into consideration when we are cutting anything. So the Yupo is the thickest stuff that we cut. So we have not had luck doing anything else that you can do in one pass. So hopefully that is some helpful information for those of you that are thinking about getting a machine. And you should buy all of your stencils from PM Artist Studio.
So that we can get another Cricut when this one dies. Just saying.
Someday we might, graduate to, something else, but who knows?
Oh, no, I'm not supposed to. I need to save this. This is a really good paper. I don't know what it's good for, but yeah, I'll put it over there. Look at this one. Now, see, this is when we were talking about what you can do with your leftover papers that you have that you use to take the stuff around the edges. I think this is really quite brilliant.
I love that.
Put that aside. That might be something that we do. Okay, now I think this one's great because we've got hooks and ladders and
hookups and avocados.
And avocados.
Hook and avocados.
There you go. I think this is really, I really think it's
that's a
brilliant.
Dandy one.
Dandy. And I I like to show you the things that I don't think necessarily work.
Oh, hello, Kathy. You snuck in there on me.
I anticipated this having a lot more vibrancy. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it and use a color over the top. And I'm really thinking about using blue, because I think that will really knock that. Yeah. Okay, this is, I mean, I don't know how many different things are on here, but you can see it's the neurographic, the avocados, and I think there's something else there. It could be, I don't know, it could be hooks and ladders. I don't know. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. But look at this. Doesn't this just fairly shimmer off the... that?
I love that one.
And this is just real soft and velvety looking. This is with the Naples yellow. And this is with hooks and ladders.
That's what she's calling. Hook 'em. Hookups.
Hookups and Neuro. Yeah.
It's a neuro hookup.
I think this was, even though, you know, I mean, it's not all that complicated. I think it's a very interesting, cool looking print.
I like it. It has a real
well, you can see here's the strip that I picked up in the other one.
The color palette on it is like those what 50s magazines, or you know, the print like posters and stuff. There was that, like it's really like a actually there's 4 colors there, but you know, kind of.
Oh, like Musha poster prints?
Probably.
I think this is interesting too. Again, it's the pickup of that same blue there. And then, of course, this, and then this, and then this, and you've already seen all of these.
Hey, Mama Juju.
Okay, so we've got this, which I think is really cool looking. But I think it would be really cool to have the neurographic over the top of this, because I think it's sort of, it makes me think about oceans. It makes me think about maybe turtles.
Oh, it does have, yeah.
You know, the underside of turtles rather than the top shell part.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's going to be very cool. And of course we've got this, and this could still have something added to it, but it just is so cool, that wonderful contrast, and the fact that if you want, you don't have to have black. And you're doing something on top of orange or red, it goes black on you.
All right, Julie Parker posted something over Makers for you, so you'll have to remember to go over there and look around.
Will do. Okay, so this one, we want to do neurographic over the top of it. We want to do just a plain thing on that. So and I don't really want to do anything on this other than just, you know, mess about with it. And I might do some stamping on it. And I think that this is really cool looking also. And it has that texture to it that, can you hear that? That comes from brayering off a lot of kind of sticky paint that's really still on your brayer, that should have been brayered off, you know, 2 or 3 prints earlier that you just forgot about. And then, yeah. But that's a cool looking piece of paper. I don't want to lose that. Right there. Okay, and the stars, I just got this out because I thought we might play around at the end, doing some stars on some of the prints, just, you know.
Yes, and pointing. I just want you to keep in mind that if you end up with a good, you know, remember, I've got these. I don't know if we just wait and do this on Monday.
I think so.
Okay, that way it'll all be in one stream. Here, I'll give you all a little sneaky peeky looky. I've been overachieving.
And
that's exactly what she said. And that's exactly what I wanted to hear, because I was like, yes, I felt that way as well. Tom bien.
Okay. Start out with a clean relative.
Is that the latest one? Is that what? Yes. Christy Hartman's latest video was very cool with the layering of things. She's
use her print that I just used?
No, she used, like I said, I think it was Pathways. It was one of Eddie's, the kind of the pathway looking ones. And then O Springs by Miriam.
Oh. There's more pink out there than you think.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And Mo has put, if y'all aren't, if you are not subscribed to Christy's channel, there is a link. Mo, that's Cookie Wookie, has put her channel link in the chat. Be sure to subscribe to her. Now, please keep in mind that this Neuro stencil has been altered. He cut the edges off of it.
I did.
And this is the 8x10, right? Or no?
I think so, because the 8x10 is the one that has the widest border.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are we going to use? Well, I want a semi-transparent on this. And what I'm thinking here is we're just going to put some stuff out here. Worries. This coral color, I love it a lot.
Now, is that a color you made, or is that?
This is a color I made.
Okay.
This is the one where I was trying to make the color for the combo.
Yeah.
Color combo. You know, I don't think I quite got there with that.
All right, Brandon.
But, you know, it wasn't from lack of effort.
Now, those of you that have come in, do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. Give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're not really sure, hang out for a minute. Then, you know, do all that YouTubey business that one does. Ring those bells. We do this 4 times a week.
We do.
We do. And we're even going to, we'll be streaming on Easter. The baby's going to go with her Aunt Liz to a different church.
Did she get her Sunday bonnet?
I don't know if she has a bonnet. I don't know if she needs a bonnet. But she's going to wear that cute little dress that you got her.
Oh, isn't that cute?
That striped one? Yes.
Yeah.
She was very excited when I mentioned it. And I was also excited that she was excited because I wasn't going to find any or buy another dress. Because she has about 3 dresses that she hasn't worn in her closet.
Yeah, she's kind of off the dresses.
She really kind of has been. It's because it's not conducive to her play. She also really likes elastic pants that, you know, she can just run in and go to the bathroom very quickly.
Well, a dress is great. You just got to yank it up.
Yeah, but she's not always great about, you know, gathering it up. And then she has, yeah, that's still complicated.
All right. Now, on this one, we want to make sure, because we've got it, we're doing it on paper. So we need to push hard and do a Fran check. Okay, so I hold this part down so it's not moving about, and then I'm lifting this part up and I'm seeing if, oh my gosh, that looks
wow.
So cool.
Yeah, I think you perfected this.
I'm just going to give it one more little oomphy here.
Oomphy poomphy. Well done.
And then we've got this wonderful stuff out here.
Now, that print has been in now at least 3 streams. Just want y'all to know that.
Yeah.
It requires, you know, just multiple little moments.
This is the brayer off that I just took off. So we're just going to kind of clean up some of this.
Oh, you're getting peas on fire and hearts.
That was a good one. That was a good choice. And you notice,
lovey hearts.
Let me just bring this back for a minute. Look at the back of this. Boy, I'll tell you what, this paper's had a workout.
It's been through some things. It's complicated.
Because here you see this. Where's my chopstick? Okay, this color. Okay, because this has white in it, remember?
Ah.
And then so the places where you can see more of the pattern through there is where you had the transparent red iron oxide. But isn't that cool?
Yes.
I mean, it's just, you know, it's just like little racing bubbles through veins or something. Yeah. Very happy with that.
Oh, now Rhonda wants to know, why didn't the orange brown out over the blue? So just like what she'd said,
it did brown out. See this?
Right, that's the red iron oxide
That's the red iron oxide. This is because it has white in it. And remember, I put it out there in kind of blotchy splotchies, and I didn't really brayer it out all that much. So wherever you see that, that's where this showed up. The vermilion airbrush, and it has
now I will tell you this.
Here. It has India yellow, titanium white, cadmium yellow, Jackson's, and Titan buff, not fluff, buff. Yeah.
Fluffy bunnies.
Absolutely.
Getting into everything.
But I think that is something to keep in mind, because this just says turtle to me.
Turtle. Something else. This is not fully dry.
No, it's not. But now where you see glossy areas like right here, you're seeing that's what happens when you use the these transparent oxides. They have that finish to them. Can you see that shine in the little messed up thing down there that has a bunch of other stuff over the top of it? It does. It leaves a lovely. So what we're going to do, and I just thought of this because I've got this one staring at me back there, and this would be a prime example of what I'm talking about. Okay, that's not coming off.
Turtle. Did I ever tell y'all about the awkward turtle? Awkward turtle. That was something from Sarah.
Now look at that. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Okay, it's a good start to something anyhow.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got this. Now we're going to do the same thing that we just did with the blue one. And you're going to be able to see. All right, so this is very matte, very dry looking, very chalky, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to, bring that to your attention. We're going to do exactly the same thing that we just did, only I think what we're going to use instead of neurographic is we're going to use...
Well, that's neuro, but yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Where's my hooks and ladders here?
Yeah, that's about the time.
Or I could do bubbles. I can always use that as a later layer.
In the latter part of that, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it was not.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use...
This is circular stream, so the turtle one that she had just done, remember, this was utilized a few streams back. Pointing, that's what created the bubbly business that was on that blueprint, because it was like just blue. It was a brayer off, but it was a lot of blue, right?
A lot of blue.
Yeah. And so over that, she came through and did kind of the pointing situation. And that's why there was a variation in sort of how the bubbles were there, plus the color and how that all worked out onto that blueprint. Then that all dried. And now here we were today. No, and then I think there was one other. Did you just put like a color over it? I think you did.
Yes.
Because there was kind of like a blue glaze, I believe.
Yes.
Evened it out some. Because the bubbles were more noticeable. Like they were more white and frothy looking.
Exactly. All right. Now, Ron, are you still here? Can you see out there where the
speckledy business is happening?
Speckledy's going on, because that is what creates that.
No.
And again, because we want this to go through all of the little orifices, we are really, I'm super pushing. I mean, I am really pushing it down into the stencil. And I have a tendency to forget about the edges, so and it doesn't hurt to go both ways.
Don't neglect your edges, and it's okay to go both ways.
Yeah, that's what my shirt says.
Seemed applicable.
Seemed applicable. Boy, is that ever a nice orangey
it is
red color I've got going over here on this brayer off. All right, let's do a. Oh yeah, we got some good stuff here.
That's wild. I love it there. It's just trippy. And kind of the more you look at it, you're like, ooh, what's it? You know, things are coming and going.
Coming and going.
It's dimensional.
Dimensional. Okay, we're gonna get this.
Did I mention it?
You did. This is such a lovely tomato color.
Bye, Miriam.
Bye, Miriam. I don't know how dry that paint was. I mean, we're really having lovely weather.
It has been.
Sometimes we either have like winter or summer. We've had the most lovely spring ever.
Yeah.
That I remember in the whole time that I've lived here. This has just been marvelous.
It's been mild. Although the baby would like it to heat up a bit because she likes her pool party birthday.
Well, with her condition, her skin condition, how's that going to work out?
It seems to be.
Just let her break out.
Yeah, I mean, if it isn't painful, I don't understand. People may not want to hang out with her.
I really love this blue with this orange so much.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do here is one of the things that I do, and I think this is important to show you, because this is kind of, how I get things to do what I want them to do. I don't necessarily always do it the same way. Oh my goodness, a virgin, brand new yogurt lid.
Look at that.
Because I just love this blue so much.
She does this a lot with the blue.
And the thing about it is you can come in and you can hit it where the paint is, because it's not going to...
Hey, Brenda. Yeah, it's supposed to get kind of rainy, I think, over the weekend a bit, but fingers crossed it doesn't. We're going to go visit Fort Worth.
Well, Van and I are going to Fort Worth.
I know, but you're going for a different thing and a different day.
Just one day apart. I think we should just go and spend the night.
Well, but then we don't stream.
True.
And if you're buying the hotel, then sure. But they aren't cheap.
Well, you know.
And I would like a separate room.
You don't want to stay with your mother?
Well, I'll stay with you.
Well, I'm of the impression that we have to take Van because it's his appointment.
Right.
What are we going to do? We can't do that because we have the animals and
It's complicated.
Life is complicated.
Oh, that's lovely.
Dib and dab.
Yeah. If things are not happening exactly the way that you want and you have kind of white paper areas open, sometimes this is the best way. Like if you want to save what is there as far as like the coral colors and the purples, because if you do a glaze over the entire thing, you're going to lose a lot of those colors.
You are.
It is a baby wipe.
And I'm suspecting some of these places that are not accepting the paint are
Paint. just white paint or...
you know, I don't know. Because it's odd that it would do it in some places, but then not in others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can see right there? That's just not taking at all.
Yeah.
Now, I could come back in with some other heavier duty paint and do that. But isn't that pretty?
I love it. Well, we keep saying that we're very much in love with this combination of the teal, turquoise, corally, salmon.
Yeah, and that's this color that I mixed up. That I just...
Like Nancy?
I mean, this has a whole lot of stuff in it. It's not just...
Things.
It wasn't just a little whiffly poo out of the blue.
A whiffly poo?
Whiffly poo out of the blue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what? You're just playing with fire. I think you just need to leave that alone. Leave it alone. See how it has sort of like the kind of orangey coral color isn't as bright as it was a minute ago. Or about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm loving that a whole bunch. We'll bring that back in. And look at this. Isn't this looking just stunning?
Yeah.
Oh, I really want to paint this, but I don't want to start painting numbers here. Because I don't necessarily think you probably will watch that, and I don't.
But y'all seen it. You saw it at the beginning. You saw her make the thing. And then next time you see it, she's probably going to have colored it.
Well, I may even put some more stuff over the top of it. Stencil-wise.
Oh. Okay.
Just because.
Hi, Liz.
Oh, I just think that is so beautiful. I just love it so much. All right, now what we're going to do here. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the bluish shade. That was tell them what the blue.
Oh, I'm just tell you what it started out as.
Yeah.
It's the turquoise phthalo.
But that's the washout
with airbrush added.
And other things.
And water. Because this is you can look at how old this bottle is. I mean, it's a well-loved bottle. I just keep bringing this back because I think this is just
It's so trippy.
Cool. All right, now what did I do with those ones that were? Okay, this one. I think what I want to do on this one is the blue.
Yeah, do it.
Just do it. And no stencil. It's just going to be straight.
Oh.
Straight color.
Okay.
But maybe I should.
We sell them. It seems right.
Okay. Doesn't that look cool on there with all these little...
It does.
Yeah, I don't think these are going to make any difference on the edges here. It might make a difference there, though. Because sometimes, you know, the way the paint pulls. Just hang in there for just a minute. This is not going to be like a long, drawn-out process. I'm just going to try to get some of this stuff on the edge here.
Oh, yes, and good call. Thank you for notating that, Mo. This is the Neuro Stencil, but it has been altered. He came around and trimmed it out. If you want to do that to yours, we recommend getting the 8x10 because it has more, you know, you have more room to make some decisions.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we want to use blue here. Do we want to use transparent blue?
Yes.
I think we do. And I think this is the one we're going to use. This is the Jackson, and I don't know. Oh.
It was just the edge of the tape.
Yeah, it was.
Would you think that you...
Why does this keep coming loose? And this is Jackson's Studio Phthalo Turquoise with airbrush added.
I agree, Emma. And it would also make packaging, and graphic designers around the world would be very happy because then they could just do it in the one thing.
What are you talking about?
She said that she wishes that we could just all come to an agreement in terms of measurements, whether it's imperial or metric, but everybody be on the same thing. You know, around the world, because it is tricky. And like whenever I was doing a lot of packaging, and depending on if it was sold in different places, they had like, or even now different languages, that is what it is, but you'd have to show all the different measurements or weights and everything, which got tricky. It was just sometimes some added space that, you know, it would have been nice not to have to accommodate that. It didn't fit the design. Very nice. See? That's just 2 layers.
I know 3. Remember, started off with bubbles.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
This is the third layer.
Yeah, yeah.
It's almost like how water glimmers in the sunlight.
Oh, yes.
A little bit, you know, like swimming pool water.
Yes, and like there's a bunch of koi fish or something swimming around in there.
Absolutely. Oh, I think that was wonderful. Oh my gosh, look at this. I must do this. See the color on the stencil? Look how good that looks with that.
You can do it. Flop it off. Because that's what you need.
Flop it off. It's already dry. But
well, I know, but you need it needs a flop off situation.
It does. I'm going to see. Here, let's see what happens when we pick this. I doubt that it will do all that much, or even if it'll pick up any, because it's paint to paint. But maybe.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Maybe something. Something. Nah.
Nah.
I mean, marginal. Marginal. Okay. I'm not even picking that stuff up. I think it's maybe going to be add interest to. Look at this here. This is a great exemplar here. Okay, this is what happens when you put the blue over the coral,
and it's thin enough that you get that.
You get that.
Oh, it is windy out there. You hear the wind knocking about?
Is that what that is?
Uh-huh.
I thought it was, I don't know what I thought it was, but that wasn't what I knew that there was a noise there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now this is a wonderful green, and I don't really, yeah, I do. I have this right here. This. It's not dried up. Oh my gosh.
I don't remember that, but 6th grade was very traumatic for me.
Oh, it was for me too. Never forget that woman, Mrs. Lottery. She was a witch. And I feel okay saying that because I think she's been dead for a lot of years. How about matching the color there?
Yeah.
Look at that. Now
out
let's
of the
see
jar.
how this baby brayer's out here.
Now, I think she mixed that on stream at some point in time about 3 or 4 years ago.
Not
2
sure.
years, maybe.
It was quite 3 or 4 years ago.
I would say 3.
That's probably
3.
true. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Yeah, see, you can look at that paint. That ain't new paint.
We're going to be getting a lot of action out of this baby.
Weird paint.
Uh-oh. You see what's happening here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just chunking up. Yeah. Okay. Just stop. Rolling it ain't making it any better. A little worried about this, but it is going mainly paint to paint, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. And the stencil has been used, so we're not talking about, like, you know, exposed Yupo situation. Like, that's not the first layer of paint on it, but she's still kind of playing with fire here, and I don't know how much. But also, one of the reasons that she did get the paint to come off like that is because there was paint buildup on the stencil.
Now, I don't, this was drying so fast, I don't even know that it's going to pick anything up there.
It's old paint.
Old paint. And it did have some, I'm pretty sure, retarder in it. Because I used to use that all the time.
Sophia uses all the things.
She uses what?
So there's kind of this question about, like, when people learned metric or imperial, and, you know, some people still use both, or, you know, when it was they tried to teach it to us, I think, around 6th grade. I don't remember that at all. Some came up.
And look what interesting leaving behinds we have.
Okay, and then Walter says, for a situation like that, where the stencil has paint that has dried, could you put the stencil down on clean plate, paint side up, roll a brayer matte medium over? You could, yeah, and that'll like activate the stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and then
we'll see if that works.
Look at her being so. No, I think he was saying like put it face up with the paint, so that way you're activating the paint.
All right.
Yeah. So then squirt some of your stuff out there, like your airbrush medium or just something, or even a more liquid, like fluid or. Yes, just do that. Or a washout.
This is airbrush medium.
Yeah.
I don't know what color it is really. If what's around the edge here is an indicator. Indicator is kind of a palsy wowsy green.
It is a palsy wowsy green.
All right, here we go.
And then put down, like you could even just put down your brayer off there, or some other thing.
I think I'm just going to grab another piece of paper because I think it's going to be worthy of another piece of paper. Wow, that's some interesting stuff up there.
So, if this does work, the thought process of it would be similar to like what sort of happens during a long haul.
Exactly. I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Yes, and that was fabulous, Walter. Gold star for you. We like these kind of questions, especially when they are timed right.
And if it's something that is happening right now. Yeah.
Good questions and good timing.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to use another.
And there you go. I am happy that you did just a clean sheet, because like that.
Look at those puckers.
That's
trippy.
So turtle shelly. Turtle shelly.
Okay, we're gonna short haul the.
We're gonna go with this.
We're gonna go with this. This is.
It's giving her good things.
Wonderfulness is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow. Dairy.
This is the dairy yellow.
Little India yellow.
Very nice. I like the mixtures of the yellows. Oh, mossy pond. And it almost had a furry look to it. Some of that mossy stuff does. And welcome over to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. We still got 30 minutes, and you never know. Sometimes the best thing she does is in the last 5 minutes, or even 5 minutes over. Sometimes. Hey, Jose. And thumbsy upsies, y'all, if you haven't. Please and thank you. And the thumbsy upsy, I mean, it's the like this stream.
Absolutely.
Or if you're watching in replay, like the video.
Boy, that's turning into a great piece of edge paper there.
Ooh. Like, this looks moldy. Don't eat that. Or she'd be like, I'll just cut it off. There was a situation just the other day.
Look at that.
I love it. It is very.
We're not finished.
Like you should be worried. Yet. Don't serve that.
Not finished yet. We're going to take some of my favorite color.
I was giving you green hearts. Ninian gave you a heart. You're getting much love and adoration.
I really do need.
You need to put in a request. You need to put in a request. Like you can't tell me during a stream and then expect me to remember things.
Could you all please send her numerous emails?
Wow, it's so messed up.
I'm engaging the group here.
We're a community, y'all. Come on, paperclip it together and help her out. That's tying it all in together. I know, I told her, put in the paperwork.
Oh, I'm the same way. You know, I remember stuff when I'm downstairs. By the time I get back upstairs,
it's like, what was I? Yeah.
I'm just like, what was it? Or I don't even.
I know, it's gone. I'm telling you, there's something.
Even, it's like passing the threshold there.
Yeah, and it just wipes you.
It's an immediate, you know. It's
page.
Metallic. It's you know, it's like a magnet in a computer.
Yeah.
It sucks all of the stuff out right there on that last step of the stairs.
If it has not been, if you have not saved, like hard saved, that's it. And hard save means write that down on a sticky note. Ooh, wow. All right, so we gotta think about this a little bit with, you know, you spend so much time doing the long haul.
Yeah.
But maybe sometimes you just need to build up the paint on your stencil.
Yeah.
And then lay it down.
And
haul it.
Well, and especially when I'm using this paint that's, you know, of questionable vintage.
Yes.
Well, we couldn't.
This is more like a build and haul.
Here we go. We're going to squirt out some.
Juliet, this is the Neuro Stencil, and it has been altered, so yours will not come like this. The edges have been cut, so that way it's more of a matte, like what we would call a mask, although
permanent rose. Yeah, and if you get me another one of these, I will demonstrate cutting it.
Okay.
If that would help you all. But it's really...
You just kind of follow the lines, you know, just...
And it's the thing about it is I don't even always cut them the same way twice, because remember that other one?
Yeah, that's the Neurosphering that was by Darcy, that P cut a little while back. It was not the same as the first one she had.
No, I cut lots more into the margins on that one, and had more
connection points on the outer parts, less, you know, flippy, you know, wavy things. There's some things that I can't tell you until after the stream.
I understand, because I read them later. And I'm like, it's a good thing she didn't read that to me, because my autopilot would probably have responded in like manner.
No.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh is right. May have reached...
Yeah, your sticky threshold there.
Sticky threshold.
But look at that.
This may be permanently attached to this piece of paper. Like I said, I need another...
It's a project.
I need another stencil.
TBD, y'all. TBD.
I could rip this off here, but you realize it's going to mess it all up. And I think it's so absolutely...
You're like, they were melded for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even sad about it.
Well, what happened? You know, you did have... There were two sizes. So you have one that has...
No, I gave you back the other one.
Uh-uh.
I didn't?
I don't think so. That's fine. You can move on to something else.
Well, we're just going to let this dry.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
This is going to be...
That's like...
Look at that.
Best little mini build haul that, you know...
Yes.
This side of the equator. I don't really know what happens on the other side, but it's worth talking about.
All right, let's bring this back over and mess about with this for a bit.
Certainly the best one done in Texas. We'll go with that. On a live stream.
Yeah, gummit.
Mm-hmm.
I just sit over here and fuss with my tape, you know?
Do you? Has Isabella returned your tape?
She has not. Of course, I haven't been on her to do it.
And she doesn't want her friends to come back and be in her room because they mess it up.
She's got to just get more forceful about, you know.
Yeah. Who's doing what, and
they say, excuse me, if you get that out, you best rest assured you need to put it back, because you can quickly become persona non gratis here. And say that, but
yeah.
Did you see the alacrity with which I switched that tape around?
The alacrity?
Yes, alacrity.
Can you spell that?
A-L.
Oh, really?
A-C-R-I-T-Y.
All right. Alacrity.
And see, we don't have to do this, but I'm telling you that this is going to make for a much more...
Good job, y'all.
What?
They were spelling it in the chat.
Thank you. Yeah, did I spell it right?
Yeah.
I'm not a very good speller.
Well, and it's hard to spell, like, you know, out loud. I have a hard time with that. I'm like, which letter was I at?
I'm a much better writer speller.
Yeah.
All right. Wrinkle that up. Oh my gosh. These prints that I got today with this neurographic thing, I mean, I am just so in love with them.
I think Sophia would like to note that she was the first one to spell it.
Did she get it
Good
right?
Good job. Yes.
All right.
Gold stars to Sophia. You got some.
Now, see, this is really pretty.
It is. It's like a patchwork.
I'm going to put that over yonder here. Well, depending on what I do here, I could pick up some stuff here.
She dropped the ball on that.
What?
She's been hanging out with us too much.
And look at the shininess of the paint on the stencil.
That is just... I hope it kind of stays that way. I don't know that it will. It's remember, that's the Yupo. So it's drying on the Yupo.
It is. It is. Okay, I'm not going to do anything to this because I've got an idea for that. But let's see what we have here that I don't mind mucking up.
Maybe that's a shirt that we need here at PM Artist Studio. Here's this, and I got to write it down because it's that good.
It's good? Okay.
If you like my vocab, you should see my art.
Ah, that's great. Okay. We're going to do some different stuff here. All right, anthraquinone is just a really, and I'll have to get it down and get it covered rapidly because, you know, this is one of those blues that dries faster than metallics. And I am going to use a separate piece of paper
Bye, idea.
for this because I really think this is worthy.
Thank you. Those kids are being... I tell you that, she loves being with her friends. She really does. She Brad and I comment all the time how much she reminds us. Hopefully nobody takes offense to this or whatever. But we had this dog, Sully, and she was the dog's dog. Like, she was a dog whisperer. Any other dog loved her. You could take her anywhere. I mean, she got along with all dogs. Loved being with dogs. Would, like, lose her ever-loving mind. She was a pack dog. Right?
She did not like people.
She was not really that into people.
And she certainly wasn't in... When we really lost her was when Izzy was born. Because she just...
Well, I don't know. Something happened to her in the backyard. And I think she got stung by bees. And she freaked out.
And she wouldn't go.
She wouldn't go. She wouldn't go outside anymore. And then having a newborn was... Then, you know, trying to deal with that and trying to figure out, like, you know, taking her outside front or, you know, whatever. Yeah, it was just, we ended up letting her go back over to my friend's house, and they loved her, and they had other dogs, so it was
and
like
she loved the other dogs too.
But anyway, that's kind of how Izzy is around other kids. I mean, she's like a pack of kids, and she's like, yes, that's where I need to be.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes. It's very chivalry.
It is. But see, you can just see an ever so slight shimmer from that original blue and pink that was left on the plate.
Gerald. And hello, Gerald.
Is that my Gerald with a J?
Yeah, Gerald with a J.
Hi, Gerald with a J. I always remember because of Joy.
And then, so, why don't you come up and vocabulate me sometime?
I'd love to vocabulate you. Heck yeah. I used to, I have this little, let me show you my book back here. This'll titillate your fancy. And you'll really get excited about it. Okay, this is a book that Van used to have when he worked on the drilling rigs, and he was in charge of calculating the mud flow. That's his job. As I can't tell you, but
our friend Jero used to do that too.
Okay, so this is my little book.
Drilling depth, actually.
This is my little book that I have passwords, I have foreign words, I have little sayings, I have all kinds of CRAP in that book. And then Izzy gave me all of these stickers, which I stuck down.
Sometimes she wants them back.
Yeah, she does, but I told her. But
rude.
anyway, I have many books filled up with thoughts and words.
Yeah. Anchorman. She has many books.
I do. Now, what do you think about this? We should be looking at it from this side, because this is the side that's going to come up.
Yeah. Okay, I'm writing that down, Paula. Gel printers pull with their alacrity.
With alacrity.
Pull with alacrity.
Absolutely. Okay. I want to stay in, you know what I'm really thinking? Let's see, if I go with purple, I'm afraid it's going to overpower all of these little delicate, you know, kind of cinnamony colored lines. And I love the moldy green. I mean, I couldn't get that again in it. Yeah. I could be gel printing all day long and that wouldn't happen.
Not in that combination and in that way, and no.
I could go with light blue.
Yes, I like that idea. Or even the Titan Pale green would be nice.
That's the one I want. Okay, where is that?
Well, so you have the open in the little jar, but then you should have the regular over there. Bye, Sophia. Thanks for hanging.
I think it's a little one, right? Yes. Titan green pale. Look at me finding some stuff. Now, I think that this is going to be light enough that the green is still going to show, but also enough contrast that you're going to be able to see these lovely little wispy lines that we have out here.
Yeah.
This is such a good color. If you don't have this color, you know, it's not that I use it a ton of times, but when I want it, I want it.
I recommend it a lot. I would just like people to know that.
Mariah likes it also, Tommy Ann. It's looking mighty fine here. Got some little warty whoopty doos there.
Darcy, did you see that? Are you? I don't know if Darcy's reading chat.
Now you realize this is going to be something that we're going to have to pull up at a different time.
Oh, going with the Jacksons.
And you do need to get after this because this paper is very absorbent and it will suck up your paint. And you need to do your edges real quick like. And I didn't have time to cut that beforehand, but I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned when I was doing the others because it was the same thing.
Okay, so we need to discuss the stencil situation.
Look at this.
I know, it is beautiful. Okay, so what happened with that whole stencil situation and why it ended up sticking? Because it was paper. There was a lot of paper that was exposed, and then the paint was getting very sticky.
It wasn't paint to paint, remember, as paint to paper.
Paint to paper, very sticky.
Grabbed a hold of that paper, really.
Now, it's not ruined. No. She likes it the way that it is, and she also benefits from the fact that she is an employee of PM Artist Studio. There are some benefits to that. So she can leave her thing down there and then use it in some art project because it does look fabulous, and we will get her another one. The thickness of the stencil or line or anything like that, really, that wasn't what was at play. Has everything to do with the level of where the paint dryness, or actually the stickiness of it. It really wasn't very dry, but it wasn't really wet either. It's that crazy super sticky zone.
If I had gotten it on there and gotten it up right away, but remember I was fiddling around with this one also because I knew it. When you are dealing with some of that paint, it is dry in here today, and we've got the fan going also. So. Yeah. Okay, this is a later pull, but I wanted to show it to you.
And that was a good call, I think, on the color.
That Titan.
And sorry, Carrie, after I had already said what I said, his suggestion was the the Pebeo, like the green. That would have been lovely, but here's what I think would have happened with that. It would have actually eaten up any of kind of the darker green areas.
And also,
with the
that's
shimmer.
Not the greatest pull color in the world.
No, and especially with that Jack Richardson paper,
because you need to get it
super
layers on there.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want this to not work, so I'm not going to pull it right now.
Yeah, she wants it all to come up.
I want it all to come up, and I'm afraid it won't if I do it now. All right, what else?
I think it's in the 70-ish, 70 to 80.
Oh, here, remember this one?
Yeah. Oh, yes. And they got 10 minutes.
This is the one that we pulled with the, the pull color here is the carborundum.
Oh, yes. So this is the kind of,
it has texture.
It has texture. You know what?
It's pulling a lot better than I thought it was going to. See, it lost it on the edges here where it got dry
and we talked about that may happen.
Can you hear it? It's like an embroidery file thing. But yeah, okay. Well, that's not terribly interesting, but just is what it is.
Oh, I think I like that print. How many gel prints or gel plates do you have?
I don't know for sure. I have 6 big ones and a whole lot of little ones. I gave away all of my
8 by 10s.
8 by 10s, which I wish I'd kept one of them at least. But, you know.
She's doing all right.
My favorite size is the 9 by 12. The reason that we got these big ones was because they were on sale.
Yes.
And you just can't, you know.
Well, and we figured that we could cut it up if, you know, she got to the
really, initially, that was what we were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's cut it up. Well, I'll tell you what. This carborundum stuff is, and I can even see it when I put the tape down.
Mm-hmm.
See little gritty particles there. And this was a pretty clean plate.
Currently, it's 83. See where Juliet's at, it gets hotter.
Is it 83 outside right now?
That's what it says.
I need to go close my window in my bedroom. It's not making the house any cooler.
Well, yeah, especially since I think we have the air on.
I open my window every night. And I don't usually go to bed until later, so, you know, it's around anywhere past midnight.
Well, she hasn't done anything in particular with the tape quite yet, but she's saving the good ones. What size of plate? I think this is a
12 by 14.
Yeah. It went to close the window.
Oh, thank you, Brad. I'm sorry. I really, you know, I thought about it and then
we started streaming. Carborundum is the Aura version, kind of like of the micaceous.
Yes.
Yes, we do live together. I don't know how else this would work. She'd have to like be next door.
What?
If we didn't live together, like.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know.
Okay, now that isn't on the thing. It's on the back side of the.
It's on the other side. We got 5 minutes.
Well, that got nice and flattened out. I didn't even realize that was under there. Okay, now there was something else. Oh, yeah. Keep focused here. We want to do a...
What are you doing to that? Don't do anything to that one.
I'm going to do something to that one. You just shush it.
This is hookups.
Hooks and ladders.
It's called hookups in the shop if you're looking for it. Also, highly recommend coming back and watch. If you didn't watch Tuesday's stream, right? Tuesdays? Yes. Tuesday's stream, there was a great conversation.
Great conversation.
In chat. About the other things that this could be. Highly entertaining.
All right, now, let me just tell you what I did to all of these. Can you hear it? I put medium in all of these.
They have been a lot better since then.
Yes, they have. And this one is pyrethine.
Yes,
blue,
Nancy.
Green shade. Okay?
We do. We love Gel Press as a company. Number one, they've been very kind to us over the years.
And I think their product is superior also.
They have been kind to us We like the smell of their plates. Their plates are a little bit thicker. And we have a affiliate link there if you would love to. We would love for you to use that.
And they talk to us.
They do. They talk to us.
Some of those other places don't talk to us.
No.
Now you can see how nice and juicy that is. I'm hoping that I'm not getting any, sliding underneath the stencil business going on here, but you never know. All right, we're going to take a big chance because this is painted surface.
Yes. Emma.
Got to be kind of careful with this little guy because he's got a lot of places that you could yank up.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of...
Oh, thank you, Jenny. We appreciate that.
Not very happy about that.
Yeah, and that way more of the money goes to them, too. So that's always nice.
I'm going to take sandpaper and put sandpaper down.
Yeah? See what happens?
Well, I didn't like it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, Jose isn't, he's in Canada, and it seems very cold there. But that's, okay, so if Mo was 18, and that's 64, so is it like 30-something there? That's cold, if I'm doing my maths right. I don't think it is, but I don't think that's how the calculation works. But it's still, I think, pretty chilly.
Well, hot diggity, look at this.
Yeah, and you got more.
And we have more.
This is usually how the blue goes.
Not usually how the blue goes. So we're going to take this one, put
48.
this one back down again. Give her another whirl. But see, when you mix in that airbrush medium, it just
alters the
stays wet longer.
Bye, Margie. Thanks for hanging. Oh, that is cool.
I can take and brush in some stuff on the edges there.
I still think it's lovely.
That will be very, very cool.
Yes, if you are planning on doing gel printing in the way that we are doing it with like the acrylic paints, the Speedball brand is not what you want. Because it's a different kind of plate. Like, it's stickier. It's different.
It's for ink.
It's for the Akua inks in particular. That's cool.
It is, isn't it? It's not bringing up anymore. That's it. That's all you get. There ain't no more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll just...
Oh, you got Rainbow Love from Mo, and Love That from Eddie, and Ooh from Brandy. Love Those Colors from Kendra. And a Cheerful Print from Eddie. Don't tell her that. She's probably
what?
already in the works of figuring out how to make it less cheerful.
Rude.
Oh, and the Speedball plates do not like the alcohol inks either.
Check this out. Oh, this is so cool. Because there's still stuff that was on my brayer.
I was like, where did that... You didn't put...
Eddie, like you said, you know, it was getting way too cheerful. And here's some good swampy colors here.
And Gerald said, brava, Patricia.
Yeah.
And then Rhonda's very impressed with your rusty goodness that just happened to happen there.
I know, and look at this brayer.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how gooky yours gets, though. How quickly, with the, little bumpiness.
Yeah, it was because, sometimes it's chips and dip and cracker crumbs.
Oh, we're at time, by the way.
Oh.
We're just chitter-chattering and...
Wow.
Look at that.
Let's see what happened. Oh, my gosh.
That's pretty good to leave on. I mean,
Look at that lusciousness.
All accidental.
And I defy you
to recreate
that.
On purpose. All right, my arty friends, we will be back here on Sunday. It will be Easter Sunday, so hopefully you will
maybe
be...
we'll do some eggy.
Something eggy.
Are you going to make deviled eggs? Huh?
Maybe.
What do we have plans?
Well, I'm going to be in Fort...
we did get a ham.
Are you cooking the ham, or is this like an already cooked ham? Or
it's already cooked ham.
And none of that cinnamon nonsense. Blech.
I love that stuff.
It's disgusting.
So much.
I do not love that.
The glazing is what she's talking about. She doesn't like it. She's such a poopy diaper head.
I like plain ham, and don't sugar it up. It's gross.
I want that crispy wonderfulness.
She likes candied ham.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Anyway, we'll be back here. I don't know if we're going to make eggs and ham and what all. I don't know. But I'm going to be in Fort Worth all day Saturday, so I don't know. Because it'll be about 6 or 7 by the time we get back.
Well, okay. I'll have to go with plan B, I guess.
But you can... you could make them. Anyway, we'll work all that out. You guys stay tuned.
I know, but my eggs are not as good as hers.
Y'all heard that.
Everybody tells me that, so I'm...
Anyway, love ya.
Like a long haul.
Bye, guys.